Well, and I also hope that you had an amazing day. All right, so today we will be doing grade 8 English lesson on synonyms. All right, synonyms and antonyms. And before we go into synonyms and antonyms, we need to log in um, to the aplusstudents.ca. Once we log into aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to choose the subject of language arts, which is English. Then we scroll to grade 8. All right, so once we are here by on the different chapters, right, we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of synonyms and antonyms. So we're going to select synonyms and antonyms. So the chapter that we are focusing on is synonyms and antonyms, and the lesson will be to choose the synonym and then also to choose the antonym. And then we're also going to find out basically what a synonym is and what an antonym is. And then we will finish it off with an activity where we identify synonyms as well as antonyms. So now we're going first to choose the synonym. All right, so a synonym, right? So synonyms are words with the same or nearly the same meaning, right? So synonyms are words either with the same or nearly the same meaning, right? Like for example, the word cheerful, right? So cheerful and buoyant are synonyms because both means happy and upbeat, right? Sorry. So synonyms are words with either the same or nearly the same meaning, right? Meaning. And cheerful and buoyant, they are synonyms because both of these words mean either happy or upbeat, right? So it's basically words that you can choose that are the meanings are almost the same, right? Or like saying happy, another word for happy that you can use maybe is saying I'm glad, right? Or or excited, right? When you are crying, or they can say sobbing, things like that, right? But we are going to go over words that are synonyms within this lesson today. All right, so before we continue, let us quickly go to the whiteboard, right? So here they say that synonyms, right, and antonyms, in that we are doing synonyms and antonyms, right? So synonyms and antonyms, a thesaurus contains synonyms. So you will mainly, if you go to a thesaurus, right, and then you will find lots of synonyms within a thesaurus. The dictionary will also give you words similar in meaning. However, it won't give you as much words as a thesaurus would do. So a thesaurus contains synonyms, words that mean the same as your chosen word. And then we have an antonym, which is a word with the opposite meaning, right? So a synonym is words with the same meaning as you chose, and an antonym is words with the opposite meaning. So if we look at, for example, the words on the left, which is on, like, I think it's yellow, and then the synonyms in the middle, which is light blue, and then the antonyms, which is the dark blue. So the word happy. So for example, happy. If we were to choose more words that mean similar meaning to happy, then the word similar meaning to happy would be joyful or delighted or overjoyed, right? So joyful, delighted, overjoyed are basically either the same as happy or almost the same as happy, right? And then the antonym, which is the opposite in meaning of the word happy, is sad. So if you're not happy, then you are sad, and that is the opposite of happy. Then we also have old, right? So the word old, the synonym of old, right? It's like words either with the same meaning or almost the same meaning as the word that you had chosen. So old is either to be elderly, um, decrepit, or mature, right? You're an old elderly person, right? You're a matured person. But the opposite of old is young, right? So if you're not young, you're old. If you're not old, you are young. Then we have another word which is smooth, right? The word smooth, right? The synonym of smooth is flat, uniform, and horizontal, right? And then if something is not smooth, like the opposite of smooth is uneven, right? So we have smooth, but the opposite of smooth is uneven, right? So that is basically synonyms and antonyms. And if we look at a few examples of synonyms and antonyms, right? Let me make this a bit bigger. All right, so here are a few examples of both synonyms as well as antonyms. And once again, synonyms are words that have similar meaning, right? It's either the same or almost the same in meaning. And then we have, say, for example, clever. If someone is clever, right, then they are smart, right? So if they are clever, then it means that they are smart. If someone is scared, ooh, then they're also afraid, right? So scared and afraid is basically like similar. Careful, right? If you are careful, then it means that you are cautious. Daring, right? If you are daring, be out there, go out there, then it means that you are bold. Beautiful, another word for beautiful can be attractive. Thought, right? So the thoughts are basically our ideas. So thoughts and ideas. Generous. If someone is generous, and then they're also kind, right? And then terrible and awful, right? So these are words that have similar meanings, right? So similar or almost the same meaning. Then we have antonyms, right? And antonyms are words that have opposite meanings, right? For example, if something is hard, the opposite of hard is soft. So the opposite of hard is soft. And then rough, the opposite of rough is smooth. And then deep, right? I swam in the deep pool, right? But the opposite of deep is shallow, right? It's not deep, it's shallow, almost close to the surface. Then the opposite of clean, right? If something is not clean, then it is dirty. The opposite of thick is thin. Opposite of cheap is expensive. Opposite of agree is to disagree because you don't agree. And the opposite of always is never, right? So always, never. So that is but a few synonyms as well as antonyms. And once again, synonyms are words that have similar in meaning or the same meaning or almost the same meaning. And then antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. right? It means the opposite of what the word is. All right, so now we're back to our tutorial, right? And we're now going to do our first question, which says, which word is a synonym of assimilate? Assimilate, right? And the word assimilate means to be part of. To be part of. So if we were to find a word that is similar to assimilate, then we would say it is integrate, right? So assimilate, integrate is the synonym of assimilate. So integrate and assimilate, right? And we said that assimilate, it means to be part of. Which word is synonym of transaction? Transaction. So if there's a transaction taking place, right? A transaction, or the word transaction, refers to a transfer of money, goods, or support. So transaction, right? So transaction, another word for transaction is exchange, right? So there is an exchange, right? So transaction, or we can then also say an exchange. So another word for transaction, not really like transaction, it's basically similar in meaning. It is exchange, right? The word of affable, right? And the word affable means pleasant, right? So pleasant. So if you are pleasant, affable, right? And then the correct word we can choose is friendly, because you are now being very friendly, right? Affable or friendly, right? And these are synonym, sorry, synonyms, right? Which are words with the same or nearly the same meaning, right? So it's the same or barely the same meaning. All right, which word is a synonym of prestigious, right? So if they talk about, oh, this is a prestigious, they usually mention banks being prestigious, right? So prestigious bank, prestigious job, right? Something that is prestigious. So another word for prestigious is respected. So prestigious is the word prestigious means having an excellent reputation, right? It's an excellent reputation. And respected is a word that is similar in meaning to prestigious. Because if you are respected, then it means that you have an excellent or great reputation. The synonym of morsel, morsel, right? Firstly, the word morsel refers to a tiny bit of food, right? Like crumbs. So the synonym of morsel. So the synonym of morsel is crumbs, right? Crumbs. So that is the synonym. Some Yes. So crump is a synonym, or let's say the word that is the same or almost the same in meaning. Disperse. Disperse. Right? If they say that the crowd needs to disperse, it means words disperse means to send in different directions. Right? It means that they are scattering. So scatter or scattering, right? So scatter is the word. that is similar to disperse. So scatter. Which word is a synonym of covered? Covered. So the word that is similar or the same or nearly the same as covered is secret, right? So it's secret. So now that I'm reading synonyms and meaning, like basically it's saying synonyms are words with the same or nearly the same meaning, it says that the words cheerful and buoyant are synonyms. Both are very happy, right? Or both means happy or upbeat, right? So which means that if we go back to covered, we see that the synonym of covered is secret. And the word covered means hidden or under cover. So hidden or under cover. So we already did the transaction, and we said another word for transaction is an exchange, right? Now, the synonym of maternal, right? If we talk about maternal, then it means that maternal means of or relating to a female parent, right? Usually our mother, right? Which means that maternal and the synonym of maternal is motherly. So they'll usually say like, oh, you have maternal instincts, and that is like usually like motherly instincts, things that mothers with kids will pick up than let's say maybe dads or um yeah, many dads or males, because even though sometimes you'll find somebody with no kids, but they will say, oh, that is a maternal thing, right? um but it's mainly referred to mothers or being motherly, right? So the word maternal, it means of or relating to a family parent, specifically maybe mother. All right, let's quickly go next again. Tedious. Tedious. We need to choose tedious. So another word for tedious is boring, right? So tedious is boring, and the word tedious, it means tiresome, right? It means tiresome, and usually we relate tiresome to boring or boredom. So in this case, tedious, this the similar or the word similar meaning to tedious is boring. All right, so now perpetual, right? So perpetual, the word that is a synonym of perpetual, right? We see that the word that is similar to perpetual, perpetual. The word perpetual, it means going on forever, right? So if we say it's going on forever, then we can maybe think of a word that is like similar in meaning, right? So like continuous. So continuous is going on forever, right? So we can say that that is a synonym of perpetual. And then we mentioned prestigious, right? Where we say that it is quite respected, right? It is an excellent reputation. It's respected, right? Everybody goes there because of the prestigiousness of it. Let's go. Oh, let's go next. Which word is a synonym of verify? If I were to verify something, right? So they say verify something. Verifying something is like confirming something. It's like I'm saying I need to confirm, I need to verify, right? So verify, it means to determine that something is correct or true, right? And we say that the synonym is confirm. So the synonym is confirm. We need to confirm if whatever they are saying is correct and true. All right, we mentioned transaction. Persist. Persist, right? A synonym of persist. Persist. So if we, let's say persist, if you think of the word persist, persist means to continue to exist, right? That is persist. So which means that the synonym is remain, continue to remain, right? So persist is to remain, and persist means to continue to exist. All right, so once again, synonyms are words with the same or nearly the same meaning, and the words cheerful and buoyant are synonyms, right? Both mean happy or upbeat, right? That is basically an example of a synonym where we can say cheerful and buoyant is a synonym because it means happy or upbeat. All right, so that is basically for a synonym, and I just went over what a synonym is. So now let's go to our test. It says tedious, right? We need to find the synonym of tedious. So tedious is tedious detailed or tedious is boring. Tedious, right? So tedious. All right, so another word for tedious is boring. Which word is a synonym of maternal? Maternal. Oopsie. We see that maternal is to do with moms, right? So we can then say maternal is motherly. All right. Covered. Covered. A synonym of covered, right? Is it undisguised or is it secret? Covered, undisguised, or secret. All right. Oh. All right, so covered is secret, right? All right, if you are told to disperse, what does disperse mean? Does it mean to scatter or to shed? To scatter or to shed. So disperse means that everybody needs to scatter. And then punctual. If you are a punctual person, right? If you are a punctual person, then it means that you are on time. Because people that's punctual is always on time, right? Yes. So that is basically the synonyms, right? So now we're going to choosing the antonyms. And antonyms is opposite in meaning. So an antonym are words with opposite meanings. So antonyms are words with opposite meanings. For instance, counterfeit is an antonym of the word real. So counterfeit is like fake, right? Or pardon, or forged. But real is it's real. It's like having real money, for example. And the fake money is, for example, counterfeited. And we call that opposites, antonyms, right? So once again, an antonym, it's words with opposite meaning. For instance, counterfeit is an antonym of the word real. Counterfeit, opposite real. And the word counterfeit, right? If we look at the word counterfeit, even counterfeit means either fake or it means that it is forged. That is what counterfeit means, either fake or it means forged. All right. Now, if we look at the sentence, it says there's no sentence actually. So the word harmony, right? They're saying harmony. It is the an antonym of discord, right? So the word discord refers to conflict or disagreement. So conflict or disagreement, that is what the word concord, concord, concord means. So concord refers to conflict or it refers to disagreement. So which means that the opposite of conflict, of discord, is harmony. Because harmony is it's like peace, right? There's no conflict, no disagreements at all. All right, the antonym of abate. Abate. And the meaning of abate is to lessen or reduce. So abate. So another word for abate is to increase, right? It is to not another word. The opposite of abate is to increase because remember we said abate is to either lessen or reduce, right? So the opposite of debate abate is increase. So opposite of abate is to increase. Conspicuous. Conspicuous. We need to find the antonym or opposite in meaning of conspicuous. And conspicuous, it means obvious. Obvious. Right? So obvious, which means that the opposite of conspicuous is hidden. Hidden. Let's do one more. We did a bit. All right, let's go to our test because we did a bit. We need to find now the antonym of arid. Is it arid or red? So the antonym of arid is it cold or is it wet? So the antonym of arid, is it cold or wet? So basically, the antonym of a red, let's try wet. Yes. We said the antonym of a bait. The antonym of a bait, is it to increase or is it to support? To increase or to support? So a bait is to increase. Yes. Biased. Bias. What is the opposite of biased? Biased. Is it supportive or is it fair? Biased. So bias, if you stop being biased, then you will be fair, right? You will be fair. And then which word is an antonym of trivial? Trivial, sorry, trivial. Is it important or minor? So trivial. So what does trivial mean? Does it mean important or minor? Trivial, important or minor? So it's the opposite of trivial, right? We can then say it is important, right? So it's trivial or it is important. Suppress, the antonym of suppress. Suppress. Is it to destroy or is it to encourage? So suppress is suppress to destroy or to encourage. Destroy or encourage. To suppress. So suppress basically is to bring something to an end, right? That is suppressing. So let's choose a word. So to if you don't suppress something, then it means that you are encouraging it. You are encouraging it. And then we have dissent. Dissent, right? So dissent is dissent. The opposite of dissent, is it agree or is it acknowledge? So dissent, is it to agree or is it knowledge? Agree or knowledge? All right, so basically, if we dissent, right, the opposite of dissent, um, we can then maybe say it is a form of, let's choose agreement. Yes. All right. So far that is the synonyms, and that is antonyms, right? And we said synonyms are words that either has the same or almost the same meaning. And then we have an antonym, and an antonym is words with opposite meaning, right? So words with opposite meaning, and those are adjectives. Sorry, it is antonyms and synonyms. All right, so synonyms and antonyms. So before we end off, let us go and do an activity. So we were over here and we said what a synonym and an antonym is, right? Where we said a synonym is words that have similar meaning, and an antonym it is words with opposite meaning. Okay, that is going to be lost. So what we need to do now is we need to match the synonyms as well as the antonyms. We are going to look at the word that is given to us on the left, and then in the little cloud or box, we are going to either choose a synonym as well as an antonym. So we're going to choose both synonym and we are going to choose the antonyms within let's say from the box, or let's say, is it the box or the cloud? The cloud, right? All right. So if we look at the word angry, right? Angry, another word, like word similar in meaning to angry, is it new, stormy, brave, dirty, timid, tiny, mad, aged, happy, or calm? So which means that if someone is angry, we can say that they are mad, right? If someone is shy, if someone is shy, what does that mean? Shy. We need to choose a word from the cloud. So we choose mad. We can scratch out mad. Okay, before we go there, what is the opposite of angry? If somebody is angry, the opposite of angry is happy. Oopsie. Shy. Shy. Is it new, stormy, tidy, timid, dirty, calm, happy, or aged? So shy. I think another word for shy can probably be where you are calm. Let's just put calm, right? We put calm by shy. But now, what is the opposite of shy? If you are not shy, then you are brave, right? Meaning that you're brave, you talk in class, you stand up for people, right? That is what you are doing. Windy, the same as windy, right? If it's gonna be extremely windy, we can say stormy is also there. It is storming, stormy. And then the opposite of windy. The opposite of windy. If it is not windy, the opposite of windy. So after a storm, basically. I think this is also like a form of where it is calm now. Let me just put calm there so long. Old. Old. I think old and timid. And the opposite of old is new. And clean, the same as clean. Timid. The opposite of clean is dirty. So we have dirty, we have stormy, clean, and tidy. All right. Ooh, old. We can say it is timid. You can even say timid by old, or you can say aged by old. So yeah, you can even say aged by old. Let me put the aged over here, because they do say it can be for more than one thing. All right. So now, if we look at the last one, it says synonyms and antonyms, right? We have the words like lucky, beginning, definite, calm, right? And the synonym of lucky is fortunate, right? To begin is to start. To definite is conclusive. Calm is tranquil. Now, the opposites of these words, right? The opposite of lucky is unfortunate or unlucky, right? Beginning, beginning and the end. Definite, right? The opposite is inconclusive. And then calm, right? It is stormy. So now we are going to match, let's say, the word with the synonym and then the antonym as per example that we see in front of us, right? So say for example, beautiful is another word is pretty, and then the opposite of beautiful is ugly. Near, no cousins, only pretty, beautiful, ugly. All right. So now we need to give words that is similar in meaning or the opposites in meaning. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. So now, special. The word special. What is the same meaning as special? If someone is special or something is special, special. Is it diminutive, sincere, develop, different, punctual, giving, or upset? Special, right? And then we also need to think of the antonym of the word special. So, special, another word for special, diminutive. What is diminutive? Sincere, no, it can't be sincere. Develop, can't be develop. Special or different, no, can't be punctual. Giving, generous is giving. All right, let's come back to special. Right, we will come back to special. And then we have generous. So generous is giving, right? On time is punctual, right? If you are angry, then you upset. Small, and then we have improve, right? So if we even look at the opposite of generous, right? The opposite of generous is stingy. So generous are people that gives, but those who don't want to give is stingy. Opposite of on time, the same as on time is punctual, and the opposite is you are late. Angry is the same as upset. The opposite of angry is, we can say, pleased, right? All right, so that is but a few of the synonyms as well as the antonyms that we can identify, right? And then we also have here a few synonyms as well as antonyms, right? Where they say we need to look at the synonym that is underlined and then write the synonym on the line. For example, expensive is the same as saying it is costly, right? I'm just gonna do two. Honestly, if something is honestly, right? Leave, depart, right? And that is but a few of the synonyms. All right, so let us stop just there. That is basically the end now, grade 8 of our lesson on synonyms as well as antonyms, right? We said synonyms are words with the same or similar in meaning, and antonyms are words with opposite meaning, right? And we were able to identify synonyms as well as antonyms within, let's say, different sentences, right? So, thank you very much for joining our class. You should have a great evening further. Goodbye.